Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Danny Dan here with Alex. What's up, Alex?
How's it going, everyone?
Yeah, man. So we're here right in San Bernardino at CSU, in the hot shop. Just finished watching Alex make some awesome pieces. So just to kind of start off, man, what about glass? What is it that entices you about it?
I think glass as a material is quite complex. It's something that's transparent, it's both fragile yet strong at the same time. And there's really nothing else like it. And it almost becomes this like addiction to this fluid yet solid material.
Crazy.
And yeah.
And you're gonna say, and like, was there a follow-up with it?
Not too much, not at the moment, not that I can think of. It's just something that I love absolutely. I think there's so much history to it, and it goes all the way from, early, even like, all the way throughout history. You have the early mirrors and the early glass-blown vessels that really transformed earthenware into something that could really be clean, to have clean, consumable fluids like drinking water and whatnot. Yeah. And so the way that it went from ancient times to now architectural, and it's really something that we see every day. Sure. Yet don't really think about. And so I really like trying to play with that and try to make it play with history but make it modern.
True. Kind of something that we don't think about. That's definitely, I don't think about it.
Exactly.
Windshield, how it was made and all that. Even if it was made in a factory, but it had to come from an analog, a human worker, at least originate and then come from there. Crazy, man. So when you're working in there, because I have done glass blowing, not as much as you have, so I do kind of understand kind of like the material and kind of how it flows a bit and how it could be difficult, especially for a beginner like you.
It's very difficult, even still for me.
those
Constantly.
Moments of like difficulty where it's like you kind of want to quit. How do you like kind of go over it?
I think the best thing to do is continuously push yourself. And there's really never a time where anyone really feels super confident. And maybe there are people that do, but I think for the most part, something could go wrong at all times, and you just kind of have to keep that in mind. It's never gonna go perfectly exactly how you planned. There's always some sort of variable, and so it's really just no matter what, just keep pushing. You're gonna break things. It's glass. Glass is one of the most fragile materials, especially in art forms or craft. So I think just come in, the best way for me at least is to have zero expectation of it surviving, because as soon as you start to have expectation, it goes out the door. And it just makes it that much better when it does survive.
It's kind of preparing for the worst.
Exactly.
And then when it happens, you're already ready for it.
Exactly. That's like what could really go wrong besides that.
Dude, I definitely like that mentality. I parallel with it because that's sometimes some thoughts that I have with myself. Like, well, if I'm gonna get an F on this project, I'll just prepare for it. Maybe I'll get an F. Not that I am.
Yeah, that you're striving for it, but
exactly,
you just kind of have to like prepare for the worst kind of thing. Like you could make a beautiful piece and then you put it in the annealer and somebody can open the door and then you come back the next day and it's cracked, or there's compatibility issues between glasses itself, between color and clear, and there's so many different variables that it's more of like a miracle when it works out exactly how you envisioned.
Crazy, man. Inspirations, artists that you're looking at, whether they're glass blowers or any other medium, where you find your inspiration?
To be honest, in recent times I would say history, both like old Roman vessels all the way up through like the 15th, 16th century, and also really just daily life. I think the newest work that's outside of the hot shop that I've been working on is a lot of, although I'm primarily a glass blower, I've been kind of experimenting with cast and kiln worked glass.
Okay.
So that I can really combine different aspects of daily life, like looking at the back of a diesel truck or looking at a really old wall. I think time itself and this like kind of narrative of transformation from one moment to another is what really inspires me, and just basically finding beauty in everyday life.
That's crazy. Do you find yourself when you create your pieces, like those thoughts coming to you as in trying to translate those thoughts into some of the work you do? Maybe not all of the work, but some of the work may express those.
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Right. It's kind of a funky way the way how I word it. Do you find a sense of tranquility?
Oh,
on that
definitely.
word?
Definitely, especially in the hot shop. I feel like that's my sanctuary. And although at times, I'm sure from the footage that you'll see, things get stressful, but there's really nothing else for me that puts me within the present moment. You know, you have to tune out all the outside thoughts and everything, and you have to concentrate on the piece, or else, you know, it's probably not going to work out. And so it's really just, that's the moment of zen for me, that I have really no mind other than what's right in front of me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like it's your alley, your zen.
It's like my
Spiritual,
therapy.
dude,
Yeah, it really
yeah.
is. I love glass so
That's
much.
super. I think that's what I wanted to say was something like, you know, your spirituality and your vessels and stuff. You know, that's cool, man. That really is. How did you first get this? First attracted to glass? Did you just see it one day and bam? But do you remember that moment?
You know, like the earliest experience that I had with glass that I can remember was going down to Cabo San Lucas and seeing at the glass factory.
Great.
And
Okay.
at first, when I was told that we're going to the glass factory, I thought they were talking like sunglasses and eyeglass factory. So I was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna go get some sunglasses. And then we ended up going to this hand-blown glass blowing shop, and like it was incredible. And then over the time, like I was really a graphic designer, and you know, a little bit of photography, and I still do graphic design. That's my day job.
Okay.
It really is, yeah.
Nah,
Totally different aspects, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And then I had some friends that were really interested in flame working, and what really sparked it in me was this, I believe they're called Millefiori or Marini. It just kind of depends if you're talking borosilicate glass or soft glass. They have different names and different processes to make them. And then
I'm sorry to cut you off, but
yeah,
between
borosilicate.
yes, and the other glass, what's the difference for the other?
So the difference would be the actual glass itself and the processes that go behind making it. So like in borosilicate, a lot of people stringer stack or do what you call frankini. So like stringer stack would be taking some glass and stretching it really thin till it's literally like a stringer, and then you can stack them inside of a tube so you can make a complex drawing or something. And then you heat those up and suck all the air out and pull it down.
Okay.
And then in soft glass, I mean, it's basically very similar, but there's so many different ways to do it. You could bundle canes like you saw earlier of canes and just pulling threads, or basically striping on color from the center out. And then pulling it down. So there's so many different processes depending on your desired outcome. I don't know if that was really helpful, but it's so complex that it's kind of hard to put into a sentence, you know.
No, that was perfect. Just in case the audience, people that don't know, you know. But crazy, man. So the glass factory in Cabo San Lucas.
That was what I would say that really sparked it, and then the Marini and the Milli that translated actually into marbles. Not playing marbles, but like sculptural Boro marbles.
Okay.
And so I was getting ready to transfer from my junior college to Cal State Fullerton to do my undergrad in graphic design, and I had to take a studio elective, and I ended up taking glass blowing. And ever since then, I was just hooked. From like the moment I did it, I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified of the furnace. But then just to see how something could be so hot and fluid, yet that becomes solid within a matter of seconds or minutes, and then ultimately becomes this fragile like object.
Sure.
It just blew my mind, and it was just something that I was just addicted to. I just kept chasing it, and then eventually I got some scholarships and I pursued glass as another major and stayed in school for another year, and now I'm in grad school for it.
Sweet.
So, and that's really what I love. So it's crazy how you kind of stumble into your passion out of nowhere.
Yeah, definitely. I'm having similar sentiments going through the glass classes that I'm doing.
Oh
here.
yeah.
You know, so,
You're at a great place for it.
yeah, definitely with Catherine Gray and Aya Ogi, but
Two heavy hitters for
dude,
sure,
yes.
and amazing ladies. And Hiromi Takazawa, she was my mentor from Fullerton. She's incredible as well.
Shout out to Hiromi.
Exactly. Shout out to Hiromi.
That's what's up, man. Sweet, man. any future projects? Maybe you want to talk about the concepts behind it that you may be working on.
Yeah, so right now I'm kind of working on, I was talking to Kathy about it, Catherine Gray, and she kind of gave me the idea, not the idea that, basically what I'm doing right now is making glass either look aged or like other various materials like rusted metal and stuff like that. And so it's almost like a denial of the materiality of glass and just trying to speed up the process of like the aging of glass. So when glass, it could take thousands, millions of years for it to start to decompose and break down. And so I'm really interested in the historical aspect of it and something that could be so prized yet daily quotidian life, you know, stuff that we don't really care about, a drinking cup or something. And so I'm really right now interested in aging glass to give it this look like it's been around forever, that's still contemporary.
Well, sweet, man. We definitely look forward to your new work that's going to be being produced. You know, it definitely was awesome seeing you, capturing what we caught in there, man.
Yeah.
I would like to say thank you for giving us the time to interview you. Is there any last words you want to say to the audience, anything?
Yeah, I just appreciate you guys giving me the spotlight here. You know, I've never really done this before, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to check me out. Stay tuned for my other newest work that's not comprised in the hot shop. You know, doing some kiln work glass, and the other side of my glass practice, I would say, is really heavily interested in mirrors right now and reflective surfaces. Okay. So trying to take objects or situations from daily life and translate it into something that's both reflective and distorts reality.
That's sweet, man. Well, like I said, we look forward to it. Yeah. Cool. Thank you once again, man.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
We'll see you, everybody.